Okay, so let's test. All right, so now let's ask someone his age or his date of birth. Okay,
Hey,
so
like I wanted you to give me the difference of the single slash and the double slash.
double slash, quote or slash.
Yes. Hello.
Slash, double and okay.
And then backslash.
Okay, so this is for division.
Uh-huh.
And this one, I better catch how many times a comb. So let's say we say 10, 3. I bet you match say 3 comb do say. Say 3 comb 3.
3.
1, right? So this will only give you the 3. I don't know whether you get it.
Yes.
So that's the difference.
So it means that the single one will give you a decimal number.
A float.
The single one.
No,
the
no,
single
no.
forward slash.
No. You see, when you do 10 divided by 8, 10 divided by 3, what's the answer? It's 3 point something number.
3 points, yeah.
3 point something. So on number 3 point
Yes.
something. Wow.
Uh-huh.
This one, 10 way, you know. On number 3.
Okay.
That's the modulus.
Understand.
The modulus is what I remember. And also the percentage, okay, will give you the remainder. So the percentage will give you, if you do 10.
So this one is the module.
Yes.
The modulo.
So, yes. So this is 1. Just the remainder.
Okay.
Okay. So let's test this one. So let's test the arithmetic that we've done so far. All right. So let's ask the user for his date of birth. So what is your date of birth? And one thing we have to do is we are doing live application. Okay. So we have to always store the value. So we store it inside the or a variable. That's what we've learned today. But we've not done databases. So what we need to do is we have to store inside a variable. Okay. So let's store inside a variable. Maybe date of birth. Okay. Then the next thing. The next thing is let's try to get the person's age. So we just print your age is, so the age will be let's say 2022 minus whatever he or she will enter. Okay, please, do we get this part?
Yes.
Right, that will give us the age. Okay, but this one will give us error. Please, why? Can someone explain? Because you've done it. You said based on what you've learned today, this one will give us error. Why?
Okay, I think because the 2022 is not in quotation marks.
Okay, that's or
Okay, Richard, I also think
if you talk, just raise your hand. Okay.
Okay, the 20. Okay.
Okay,
So
Collins, I'm listening.
You
Can
need
I
to
talk?
specify the variable.
Hello.
Okay, Rich, I think the 2022 is an integer,
Okay.
but the DOB is a string, so you have to convert it into an integer before.
Specify.
That's correct. Okay, so whatever you're trying to show to the user, they are of different types. Okay, so as he said, your age is a string, is in quote. 2022 is an integer. This one is a string. Even though you entered 1, we said because of the input that we use, it comes as string. So that's why to give us error. So let's verify. So date of birth, 1920. So give us error. So they said there's type mismatch or type error. Okay, you can concatenate string to string, not to integer. Okay, so let's correct it. So one way we can correct it is to convert this date of birth to what we call what's the name? To integer. Okay, so let's do it. So let's do int DOB. This is how we convert it to integer, right? Let's store it inside a variable. It's always good to store something inside a variable. Okay, so let's store it inside a variable. So let's call it real date of birth, because what you entered, yeah, that's not what you use. Okay. Then the next one is current year. Okay. So current year is what we call 2022. Then the subtractions. So your real age, okay, is current year minus your real date of birth. Okay. So in that case, we can call it real age. Please, will we get error or not? Can someone explain? Hello?
Yeah, I think you get an error.
Please, why?
Because your age has been converted to an integer, but because the real age is not in the quotation marks, it's not yet an integer.
That's correct. Okay. So what we can do is we have to convert one to what's the rate? We have to convert one to integer, or we convert one to string. Okay. All right. So let's do that. So what you can do is let's convert if you want to convert anything to string, you do str part. Well,
okay, that's nice.
so we do str real age, right? That's what you said. So use me, okay? So here we're going to use me. Please, do you understand what you've written? So we said this is a string.
Yes.
Because this is a string, we cannot use an integer here. We have to use string. Okay. So that's why we converted this one to string. We converted this integer to string. So let's run and see. What's the date? 1999. Okay, so it has given us.
Ghana. Oh, sorry.
Please, do we get it?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So this is very important with the data scientists, and this is just the basis. I say, and always the basis is. So the basis is everything. Like let's open a live project. So let's say this is a project that we are currently working on. Let's try to see whether we find something here that we know. Let me search for something. All right. So in JavaScript, we are learning Python. This is just something that I want you to know. We are learning Python, but in JavaScript, if you want to convert something to integer, we do what we call it parse int, then bracket, then the variable. But in Python, it's int. Okay. So here, what I was trying to do was just to add one to some value. But if I do it category plus one, it will give me error because this is a string. Okay, so that's why I wrapped it inside this function. Okay, so it's very useful. We use it a lot. Okay. All right. So let's look at the second example. Let's look at let's say exponent. Let's test the exponent. So 10 exponent 3. So let's print the value. Expo. So that'll give us 1,000, okay? Because it's exponent. And one last thing, that's very important. In programming languages, we call something comments. Who says okay. Okay. Let's say ask user
Variables.
ask user for his name. Okay. Then I'll do something like maybe a name input. What is your name? Okay. You see here, it has given me error. If I want to give me error, okay. But in programming language, we call something comment. And with the comment, it tries to help programmers or other people to understand whatever that person is trying to implement. So here I can do something like this. Say, next time, be my family will say, oh, code we require number person. I was just trying to ask that person for the name. So in that case, if I want, it will be correct. Okay. So this is how we comment. So as you write your program or as you code, you can write your own commentary for the code. So it's very relevant. So if you go to some of my codes, you see I've populated the invited data with existing. So it's very important to help other programmers understand whatever you are going to do. If let's say you are collaborating on a project, so comment is very important. But one thing we have to notice is if you have multiple comments, you can do this. Okay. But this is not ideal. The ideal thing is to use triple quotes. So you can also use this one to comment, okay, in Python. Okay, you can just do something like this and it will work. Okay, so this is also valid. So in comment, when you want to comment in Python, you use triple quote or use hash. This one.
Hash.
So the hash is for one line and the triple one is for multiple lines. But in other programming languages, we have comment. But in other programming languages, we don't use hash, we use double quote. So this one is JavaScript. So in JavaScript, I'm using what we call the /2. If I want to do multiple one, I do something like this. Okay. So as I say, once you get the basis, once you know there's multiple comment and single comment, when you're moving to other programming language, it's not difficult because you know that, oh, okay, we use, and you understand. Okay. And also, one thing you have to notice is, as I said, in other programming languages, you see, for Python, what we did here, let's say age is equal to 49. We didn't specify the type, okay? We didn't specify. But in other programming languages, we specify the type. So in this one, for instance, we specify the type before the variable. So anytime you want to declare a variable, you specify the type in other programming languages. But in Python and PHP, we don't. We just do it. Okay. And as you go along, for instance, I'm expecting an input from a user. So let's say input. Then I do, what is your age? Okay. What is your age? What something from the user. Okay. Now user no around here no about 89.9 because you want to confuse my database or something. Okay, you see it's correct. This is a float. But I have a database what's the name? Int. Okay, it's going to confuse me. So one thing I can do is we call something in Python called type. So you can do something like type GHI. Okay. So in that case, while we now born, I can get the type. Okay. So let's output and see. 29.3. So we didn't. So let's print it out to the user. So let's print it. Okay. Please do you understand this line? So I'm just trying to output the type of whatever the user entered. Okay. So all right. So it has told me it's string because we said anything that's input we need a string. But for instance, let's say the user entered a float or something. So let's try to convert this one to float. Then let's store it inside the variable called floating variable. Okay. Then put it here. Then call it. All right. So here to tell you is float. So you can know the type of variables by using this function type. So that's that for today. So today,
This is for database.
no, this is for Python. So today we talked about variables, talked about type conversion. That's the casting. Okay. Talked about print.
And I have a question. I have a question.
You can ask.
Can you add variables like data type like int? Can you add them in the print
Oh yes, you can do that.
function?
Yes, you can do it. So for instance, so you can do something like, so let's say we have age to be 90 and we have second age, okay? Second age to be 91. So if I want to output to the user, I can do age plus second age, okay? In that case, it will add it for me. So to bring me 180. But it's not advisable. If you're a starter, what you need to do is you take this variable, you take that variable, then you add it inside the variable. So you can call it as a final age so that it wouldn't confuse you. Then you do second age. Then here, you don't do anything, just do final age. Okay. So in that case, it will also print the same thing for you.
Like in addition in the like the addition in the print function.
Yes.
Can you do it something like the ages are or the ages is equal to like?
Yes, you can do
maybe,
that, but you have to make sure that the type, as you said, the type matches. As long as the type matches, you are correct. Okay. Type, they don't match.
That is where you need the cast.
Yes, that's where you cast it. Okay. And we said if you want to cast it, you use int for integer, float to cast to float to cast to string, we call it str, to cast to boolean, we call it bool. Okay. All right. That's that for today. We've really spent a lot of time.
Thank you.
So what we've discussed so far, I'll push the video to the group. Please follow the same thing and do it. Programming there. Because and one. But one a better issue as we go along. So that we can move
Yeah,
on.
Maka.
Yes.
This one is yeah, Maka.
Yeah, that's all. Okay. Yeah, kill.
Yeah, Charlie. Minya call. Sorry.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Always I was on clicky or run button. Don't you have any keyboard a bit my head then it will just move.
Okay. So for this one, you have control key plus R. Okay. So it's here. So
Control. Okay,
key plus
control R.
Yes. But
Okay.
Windows no so me sure so click run na abehun shortcut no so won chen sa. O make sure shortcut no won chen mo. So be abe run.
Okay.
Go be say hu akoto pa abehun shortcut no ma sure won chen sa that's one.
Okay. That's fine.
Please any more questions?
Where the river now, and this was referred to a place up north.
Okay, Maka my home. Alt Shift F10.
Okay. Is any more questions?
Richard, what about the previous session recordings? Can we have access to them?
Yes, I put it in the group already. You still don't have it. Okay, I'll reshare it. I'll reshare it.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Richard, my network need to call you. May say the concluding part no.
Conclude
But I will go through videos
yes.
and they
What I want to say is, anyone who attended the Python class, please make sure you are also attend the database class. So because you combine the database, the Python to master the data science. Okay. So you actually take some courses in IBM and Microsoft too. So what person will trade and you can actually write based on what you learn from them.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
That's fine.
And also as we go along, we combine Power BI to work from with the database. So if you attended this one, please make sure you attend the database. Okay, so that's that for tonight. If you don't have any questions, thank you for your time. Good night. And as you go, please go and practice. Okay. And now, why when you 2 hours? Why when you 2 hours in the patrol? So you're not supposed to keep it. That's why. Because each day they are supposed to do 2 hours. It means we are 22 hours and some madam. Na mama, me got two of them. And she said, when you after 2 days of inactivity, say, when could be and who's learning anything on tech now, we'll pick you up because you are not in the same line with us. Okay. So that we can keep it in. All right. Thank you very much.
Serious student only, right?
Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right.